Well, good Sunday. Damn. Good Friday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is Friday afternoon. Hope you're having a great day, and hopefully tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, you'll tune in for our live stream. We'll be talking about what else, the Dallas Cowboys, and basically a month until training camp opens up. Only a freaking month. Can you believe that? A month. 1 month. That's it. Anyway, we'll be talking about that, as well as any other news that's going on in the NFL. And one of the things that's going on right now, of course, is the Deshaun Watson situation and how much he'll be suspended, as well as Alvin Kamara. And kind of lost into this, there's three cases basically that the NFL, big cases, will be looking into suspensions, and all three of them are completely different. We also have Kevin Joseph. Kevin Joseph, who has actually his child camp in Louisiana. I believe it's Louisiana, in a couple of weeks. I think it's the July 17th, maybe, from 1st to 10th graders, or it's youth camp, okay, for football. Seems like he has kind of changed his ways a little bit. Some of his rap music has gotten a little bit tamer. He's truly been focusing in on being a Dallas Cowboy player and so on. Now, for the three cases we have in here that are completely different, we have the Deshaun Watson situation, which is still crazy that he got a contract guaranteed for $230 million to go to Cleveland. I'm just mystified on that one. Ended up having two more cases that were set to go to trial against him come up. The NFL said, of course, they've done their investigation and they were about to rule on it till the next two cases came up, which got to be very graphic in nature. I don't think the NFL really wants to have to rule on this situation. The bottom line is they want the players on the field that can play the best with the best product on the field. They don't really care about what you're doing other than the court of public opinion. Be that as it may, Deshaun Watson, who had an opportunity to settle a lot of the cases before and said, I want to clear my name, has settled 20 of the cases of the 24. For the other four remaining, we're assuming that he's trying to settle those as well, because the last thing he wants to have, and the NFL wants to have, is a trial. In fact, the Miami Dolphins were trying to sign him, but he said, basically, you got to settle these cases ahead of time, and he didn't get them done. We've heard rumors at first that he would be suspended for the season. But then that kind of backed away a little bit, where they talked about negotiating. And so it may be as little as 10 games. 10 games to 17 games. Heck, for all we know, it might only be 6. We'll see where that goes. We understand that Zeke Elliott got 6 games for one allegation that the NFL investigated, and their investigator said there's nothing there, but they still gave Zeke 6 games. However, since the NFL had that case that really were no winners, I think it was bad for Zeke and it was bad for the NFL. Nobody came out ahead on that one. The NFL has quietly tried to step away from having to deal with this stuff. They don't want to be the judge and executioner of these things. And typically they like to wait until after the legal ramifications are squared away. So, with Deshaun Watson having settled 20 of the 24 cases, there's only 4 more that are left. We're assuming that those will get settled as well. And there were no criminal charges that were brought for him. That leaves the door open for the NFL to go ahead and figure out what they're going to do. The second one, Alvin Kamara, during the Pro Bowl, him and some of his friends, I assume they are friends, ended up being in a very bad brawl, and he is set, rumors being that he may get 6 game suspension for battery. Again, the NFL likes to wait until the cases are heard before they do anything. The trial is actually set for August 4th for Alvin Kamara. So technically, his case will probably be solved before the season starts, and there is word that he might be put on the commissioner's exempt list until this situation is resolved. We don't know for sure, but it's looking like the NFL is looking at a 6-game suspension. So we're looking at 10 to 17 for Deshaun Watson for, sexual improprieties. We're looking at assault and battery for Alvin Kamara. 6 games for that. Which brings us to Kevin Joseph. Kevin Joseph, if we believe the police reports, and what was brought up was he was a passenger in a vehicle that ended up having a drive-by. That he didn't order the drive-by, he did not order the shooting, and did not have a gun in there. At the moment, of course, the 2 suspects are under arrest who actually admitted to firing and having the guns and stuff. And as far as we know, the police will not be bringing charges against Kelvin Joseph. Kelvin Joseph seems to be scared straight and has kind of turned things around as far as what he's doing. Enter the NFL. The NFL. So we got 10 to 17 for 24 cases of sexual impropriety. We're looking at 6 games for assault and battery. And we have Kelvin Joseph, who technically could be charged with a conspiracy charge of being in the vehicle with the drive-by shooting, but it doesn't sound like they are going to. Now, you have to put into this the Dallas Cowboy rule. When it's a Dallas Cowboy player, because, of course, they're the most popular team and most looked at team, if you make an example of somebody, you'd make it of a Dallas Cowboy player because it will get more publicity. If the Cowboy player gets suspended, everybody knows. If a Jet player gets suspended, nobody knows. So there's that. The question is, A, will he be suspended? And B, for how long? If he is suspended, I don't see how it can be worse than 6 games of Alvin Kamara. I don't see how it could be 6 games. However, I don't think that he'll skate free. I think that conceivably it could be a 2 or 3 game suspension. Now the question would be is how much does that hurt the Dallas Cowboys as well as him? Well, we only got a little sample, a little taste of him playing this past year because of injuries and of course because, believe it or not, as much as everybody hates him, Anthony Brown actually played really, really well and definitely got more life with this whole situation of Kelvin Joseph getting in trouble. The Cowboys don't say, no, we're not going to cut him because we don't know what we have with Kelvin Joseph. He could be suspended for a lengthy amount of time. He could be that he's not that great of a player, so we'll hold on to Anthony Brown. But my thought is that he'll be suspended about 2 or 3 games so the NFL can say, we did something. I don't see him walking out scot-free. Granted, it was more of stupidity of being out with some people that were dumb enough to say, oh, let's go ahead and do a drive-by shooting. I don't know what's wrong with the world these days. I mean, listening to Tariq Hill saying that he's getting death threats because he said Tua, threw a more accurate pass than Pat Mahomes is ridiculous. That automatically, if somebody doesn't agree with you, then they're supposed to die. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just too old to fall in line with that, but that's just ridiculous. And with that being said, that's all I got for you guys right now. Hope to see you guys in about 6 hours and 45 minutes. Peace.